Hiding in plain sight, detention centers for immigrant children like this one, just 25 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border, finally coming to public light.
We just came from inside, and one of the first things that the kids are told when they're brought here for processing is that this is not a detention center, but this is where they live behind this fence, locked away in the middle of this residential neighborhood here in San Diego, with neighbors around here having no idea what was going on in this facility.
Today, NBC News got a look inside of one of these facilities in San Diego where 63 immigrant minors are being held.
If a family has both boys and girls as children, then the siblings are separated. The girls live in a different facility, the boys live here, and they only get to see each other about once a week.
Shame on us!
And now, outrage is building across the country over children being ripped from their families while crossing into the U.S. The Department of Homeland Security released stunning numbers today, saying 1,995 children have been separated from their parents in the last 6 weeks as part of what they are calling a zero-tolerance policy.
The Department of Justice will not stand idly by while our laws are being nullified and undermined.
For years, facilities like these have housed minors that have crossed the border by themselves, but now we're getting late word that 1,600 additional beds are going to be brought in across the country for kids that have been separated from their families.
Just this week, even the American Medical Association weighing in, calling the move inhumane, saying it risks scarring children for the rest of their lives. Children who live with uncertainty of what's happened to the rest of their family, with no solid answers on when they'll be freed.
And there are two major questions that are being asked over and over again. Where are all of the young girls that are being housed in this type of situation? Where are all the toddlers? We are told, at least in this area in San Diego, there are two other smaller facilities where immigrant females are being housed. And as for the toddlers, we understand the bulk of them are being housed in a facility in Arizona. We have requests in to see both of those types of facilities firsthand as well.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.